let's get on to the biggest win in the MCU in a very, very long time. Deadpool and Wolverine has made $438 million worldwide. That is nearly $500 million. So, yeah. Fuck. Obviously, the word of mouth worked with this. What do we think we're looking at for a second weekend, if you had to guess? Do you think we're going to have a massive drop? Or do you think people are going to be going back to see it? Because we've seen it 3 times. So, we're definitely contributed a bit in there.
Yeah. I think definitely people are still wanting to go see it again. Like I said, the great thing about this film is it has so much rewatchability. We said this about Shang-Chi. You could stick that film on at any time, and it's so just you want to watch it. You
Yeah.
know, that's not to say like movies, say like Endgame, Infinity War, all these other great movies, and you know, not even comic book films. It's just certain ones you kind of have to be in the mood for, like, you know. But with Deadpool and Wolverine, it just watching it, you feel so great watching it. It gets you pumped, it gets you excited. You know, the trailers are meant to do that, and I felt like they did pretty well. But when you start the film with the opening that it has, and the humor, the action, all the elements to it, you know, it's a film you could easily go and sit and watch and go rewatch again. You
Yeah.
know, it doesn't have much rewatchability in looking for sort of, you know, Easter eggs. I'll say there's a couple little things here and there, but they don't really have Easter eggs in there for the sort of like, you know, hidden. They're
No,
just
there.
they'll show them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're there, and they'll sort of, you know, they'll even acknowledge them. For example, like the Ant-Man head, the Ant-Man suit, and everything. Cool Easter egg to you in Ant-Man. All these other little things, the, you know, bits and bobs there. Obviously, we won't spoil it here if
There.
you haven't seen it.
We have got a spoiler
Go
review, though,
see it.
if you want to go check that
Yeah,
out.
there's a spoiler. Yeah, there's a spoiler, and there's a, well, it's a discussion, and then
Yeah.
there's a spoiler, non-spoiler review
Yeah. No.
just after we've seen it.
Definitely. So it's at 438 million. Do you think this film will get to $1 billion?
I think easily, yeah.
I think it's crossing it as well. And look, I think what really helped with this, with the worldwide box office numbers, is look, it got a China release, so that really helped bolster the box office up, and it opened everywhere concurrently. You know, sometimes it's like a staggered release. Like, we've known it, we get Marvel films a week before. You know, in the past, before they get them in America. The one time, though, where it's been like, fuck you, is when the fucking World Cup were on, when Ant-Man and the Wasp, the first Ant-Man and the Wasp came out, and we had to wait a month to see it. By that point, it was already all spoilt for me.
Yeah.
So that really pissed me off. But anyway, I think this film's going to hit $1 billion.
I fucking hate football. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I think this film's going to hit $1 billion. I don't think it'll have trouble hitting $1 billion. Is the MCU saved? Like we said, we don't know. This is a very different freak sort of event sort of movie. We're going to find out when Brave New World comes out.
See, I'll say this though. I am definitely more confident in Brave New
It's
World.
a step in the right direction.
Well, not because of this film. It's because of what they did at Comic-Con.
The Comic-Con panel.
The whole thing at Comic-Con. Yeah, that gave me a fuck ton of confidence. Like, even after this film, yeah, I was still on the fence of the Brave New World, but then Comic-Con hit. All the announcements that happened, RDJ's Doctor Doom, they're changing all the Avengers, well, changing the Avenger film. We've got the Russos back. I have more confidence in the MCU going forward.
Yeah.
You know, this movie definitely, you know, it helped a little bit, just because this is a very, like you say, it's a very its own film.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's still a Fox film from the past.
Look,
or
general going movie audience, they're going to think, what were the last Marvel film I saw? Deadpool and Wolverine. That were really fucking good. I'll go see Captain America. Maybe. That's how that works sometimes.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm just saying for the more of a hardcore Marvel fans, it's definitely, you know, it's helped them.
I definitely feel the way I felt 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to say. You know, when they did that big reveal and it's like, this is what we've got coming out, I definitely feel like that.
Yeah, but when they first announced, obviously, Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, I wasn't all that excited for Kang Dynasty or, Secret
They
Wars
never
before.
announced a film called Kang Dynasty or Avengers Secret Wars until this weekend.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
is what they'd want you
yeah.
to think from the way they announced it. But yeah, look, Deadpool and Wolverine winning big. I'm happy about it. I'm pretty sure Kyle's happy about it. We're probably going to see it again some point this week. Maybe another 2 times this week. Who knows? So we'll definitely be contributing to the second weekend as well. But yeah, we'll definitely talk about the second weekend because it'll be so interesting to see.
I'll just say, you might think, oh, it might drop off. Well, no, I don't think so because, our screening had to open 2 more screens at midnight because all the screens were getting filled up. So they opened 2 more.
Well, I think
every showing out of all the 3 showings we've been to this weekend, they've all been absolutely jam-packed full.
Look, you look at a film like Avengers Infinity Endgame, which had a $350 million opening weekend, and its second weekend, it had a 45% drop. That's insane. I don't know if this can carry that sort of energy to its second weekend, but when you have such a big opening weekend like this, like in the US, it had, 205 million. That's what came from the US domestic box office. If it can have, a 50% drop, that's still $100 million in its second weekend. But people will be like, oh, it's got a 50% drop. Even if it has a 70% drop, it's still making a lot of money in its second weekend and a lot more money than most films are making in the box office this year.
Yeah. No, you got to think of like the Fox audience of the X-Men films and stuff like that. So, you've got that audience alongside the standard MCU audience, so that'll definitely help it. This film was obviously, it was one of those films that were like, you need to book it as soon as the tickets were available.
Tickets went up 2 months before the film came out.
Yeah. And obviously, of course, the hardcore Marvel fans like us, we got the tickets, we secured them, and you didn't, unless you booked tickets, you weren't seeing this film really.
Yeah, unless you were going by yourself, you could have probably got a seat here or there, or
yeah. But thankfully we've been lucky. We managed to grab a seat, but shit, man, only just.
Yeah. No. Great film.
For our third showing.
Yeah, great weekend. But yeah, look. This is, step in the right direction. It's going to do a lot for the box office this year as well. Do you think this will be the biggest film of the year? Do you think it could dethrone Inside Out 2, which is at 1.5 billion?
What's that?
1.5. I'm pretty sure.
Inside Out 2?
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Biggest film of the year.
Really?
And I'm pretty sure it had like $150 million opening weekend just in the US, or 160 million. So it's had Deadpool and Wolverine's had the biggest opening weekend of the year, but
wow.
Yeah.
That is nuts. Worldwide, fucking hell, 1.5 billion.
So, but Kyle, this is coming from a company that's failing and gone broke and gone woke, so it can't possibly have a film that's 1.5 billion and then have another successful film.
I don't know if it will succeed that just because of the R rating.
Yeah, a lot of the audience for Deadpool and Wolverine, it's going to be very heavily upfront the box office.
Yeah.
It's going to that first weekend and the first 2 weekends, it's going to make a bulk of its money, and it'll be people like me and you who are seeing it in week 3 and week 4.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, I'm just happy that this film's success will upset some people. Wow. Wasn't that a great video? Would you agree, Kyle?
Yes, you should definitely give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed.
We are now late night TV talk show hosts who say subscribe to our channel after video because we are cool.
Oh, fuck yeah, that's kind of what we're doing, aren't we?
Mate, just commit to it.
Oh, no.
No, but don't commit, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Right, thanks for watching.
Yeah.